Hello, everybody, and welcome back once again to One Mic, One Wheel. This will be the second installment of the audio interviews on my YouTube channel and also hopefully on Spotify. I didn't get the first one up yet, but I promise I will. Today, I have with me one of the most well respected commentators in the community on the sim racing side. He's an Xbox commentator, and now moving on to the PS4 side, he's taken over, I suppose. But I have, of course, James Baker, otherwise known as Diablo, in the box with me. This is definitely not the second time we've tried this, slash third time we've tried this. But James, you're very welcome back. I'm sure you've got a good following on social media, but for those who may not know who you are, can you give us a small introduction as to who James Baker is?
Well, as we said in take two, I'm not a very interesting person. Uh, but yeah, so I'm 17 years of age, nearly coming up to 18, and just a massive goon on commentary. To do a lot of sim racing commentary, done a lot more real life stuff as well. So long may that continue.
Well, let's hope so. You seem to do quite well for yourself, so we'll come on to that later. But let's go back to the very start. Let's go back to when that love for motorsport began. What was the moment that kind of started this love for motorsport and commentating? Was there any particular series or motorsport that you really enjoyed that kicked this all into gear?
Well, cars were always a big part of my childhood. I was always very much keen on the motor vehicle in any sense. Um, to be honest, I don't really know tree sort of thing started. But it was just a lot of talking, I suppose. Was I was just looking at cars. I don't know. It was kind of weird how it all started off. But yeah, as I say, my dad was he loved World Superbikes. Got to say, I still watch it now. It's very good sport to watch. Very exciting. Maybe not so much in recent years, but we've seen the same same really in World Superbikes. But yeah, Formula One was the one that really kicked off for me in 2011. I've watched every race since, so must be a bit of a goon on that sense.
Keep on that topic. Actually, was there any? I suppose you've watched it since 2011, but is there any particular commentator that inspired you to get started?
Um, to be honest, it probably would have been the 2011 commentary. Or dare I say, because Brundle and Coulthard were the, I think that was just for me that was great. I absolutely love that. Uh, but in terms of like motorsport, not really. There wasn't ever a commentary maybe that really fixed. It was probably more so in football that I witnessed some pretty stellar commentary. Listening to Martin Tyler and Rob Hawthorne, Clive Tills, and all those sorts of people. For me, if you know, they are very well respected commentators. But as much as I also respected Martin Brundle, I thought he was absolutely epic. He was my, dare I use the word, he was pretty much my inspiration to get into commentary.
We'll keep on the beginning of commentary. How did you begin league racing commentary? What was the first league that got you into this business?
Well, it was there's a little bit of a debate, let's say, between two people on that front. But it was either, I believe, it was in the same week, but I couldn't tell you which one was first. Um, I believe it was RGL that I got kicked off. I just messaged them. I wasn't much good at racing. Been racing at that point 5 years, and I said, okay, right, let's try my hand at commentary. And I spoke to the owner of the league, and I said, oh yeah, can I? Guys, he said, yeah, absolutely, loved it. I love commentating from that point onwards, really. But I remember the race. It was Germany, and yeah, it was a cracking race. I don't sound overly enthused in it, but it was a good race, I promise you. Uh, but yeah, that's really what got me kicked off. I just asked, and that's where I got it from in many ways. So I respect that.
Ask and you shall receive, I suppose. Um, but that's where it all started. And now here you are today, and got great success behind you, which is always nice. But then we moved to, I suppose, the real life side and the karting team you actually started, which is interesting, BW Racing. So, how did or what was the inspiration behind starting BW Racing? What began that journey?
Yeah, but I know how it started, but it wasn't. I don't think it was ever. I don't dare I use the word. I don't think it was ever intentional. I don't think we didn't set out to make a team from it. We just kind of wanted a few mates to go cutting with. I think to begin with, we done the WTF kart event as the team, but it was the same. Uh, and from then onwards, I spoke to Josh Williams, and we kind of got talking. We thought, okay, it'd be a cool idea if perhaps just done this again. Like, let's get the same people or get some new people. Let's go from. And then from then on, it kind of skyrocketed into something I didn't ever imagine it would be, and is now, I'd say, a very successful. I'd say a successful team. It's been a success. I didn't expect it to be, but we are starting to go places, and we got some very, very good, very, very good talent in the team. So I'm very happy that we managed to start it, and where we are now is, well, good. I think the future looks bright for it.
Was it a little bit strange meeting everybody from the league racing side in real life? Was it as you expected, or was it just a little bit tiny bit awkward maybe?
Um, it wasn't awkward for me. Uh, some people find it awkward. I think I don't want to come across like rude or anything like that, but I think it's sometimes the people you're with that make it awkward. Like if no one talks, then it's going to be more awkward than if someone doesn't know. Mouth. Me being a bit of a blabbermouth myself, obviously an issue. So
Mm.
yeah, it just comes across of who you're coming with, who you're trying to speak with, and who you do end up meeting. You hopefully know the people, but sometimes if you don't know them, you are maybe better because, to be honest, I didn't know any. I didn't know Josh, and I didn't know Paul McGuinness, and I didn't know a few others as well. They all turned out to be really sound guys, and never spoke before. Then afterwards, we sort of clicked. It's good.
Yeah. And objectively, who's the best driver you've had so far on that team?
Joe Greenhorn.
That was very quick.
Yeah. No, he is very quick. One of the races we done a 24-hour race at Daytona in Milton Keynes, and it, we've rated him as it was unbelievable. It was the most I described at the time unbelievable bit of driving I've ever witnessed. It was for me, it was stunning. It was absolutely unbelievable how he pulled us out of the drag, the depths of despair. Really. We were something like 8 laps the car in front. We're like, okay, this game over to ourselves. Over the night, he made up 6 laps, and then we had a chance. And it was wet and dry at night. It was freezing cold. It was -1 degrees. It was bitter. Pulled out all the stops, and yeah, it was mega, absolutely unbelievable. I still can't believe he managed it, but he did. So yeah, kudos to him.
Yeah, he'll always get that talent. But sticking on best drivers, let's move back to the virtual side for a minute. Who's the who's the best driver you've seen on the sim racing side across all the tiers you've done?
That's that is very difficult. There's been a few. When I consider who I've commentated on Sally Sauter, the flying. I've commentated on Matiz. I've commentated Veloce Surprise, JD, and Sin- all the big names are I have managed. But for me, I never commentated on Sally Sauter as much as I would have liked to. So for that reason, the best driver, even so, completely goes out. Quality driver, they all are.
Mhm. And of course, you managed as kind of the dream scenario for all of us league racing commentators. You actually managed to make the jump from virtual to real life. So how did that come about? Was there any particular piece of commentary that they said when you applied, that's our guy, let's get him on?
I don't know. That would be a question for them, but for me, it was I just sent portfolio of work, and as I said to maybe you in the past, and I've said to loads of other commentators in the past who've asked me. I said, if you don't have a portfolio or you don't have any evidence of you doing any commentary, the hell are they going to believe you? Why should they believe you? Like, you've got to prove yourself. It's not as hard as what many people think. I mean, you need that sounds really big headed, but I think there is an opportunity out there for everyone, but you've just got to know where you've got to. I don't think I think it's possible for anyone in this community who is half decent at commentating to get a real life opportunity. I think few of us have. Very, very few of us have. Let's be honest. There's not been many who have managed it. But I sent them a portfolio of work. They loved it. They enjoyed it. They said that they liked my style, which was they said very buoyant, very out there. And well, God, I've appreciated that. And then from then onwards, the real life commentary stuff.
Awesome stuff. And what did you find was the biggest difference between the virtual and the real life?
Pressure, absolute pressure. Pressure is pretty unpalpable when you're doing it in real life because if you don't say something at all or you don't say the right thing, I think it comes back to bite you because in league racing it's a bit more, it's a bit more chilled out. It isn't in terms of racing, but it's certainly more chilled. Uh, when you're real life, you kind of pressure like you up your words or you don't say something right, you just feel that pressure after that, and it's great. I love it, but it it does take its toll. Do need to gain experience doing it in real life. It's all well and good you doing it in sim racing, but if you don't do it in real, you don't have a sense of just how difficult.
So you obviously want to continue with this as your career then.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going very well so far. It's going a lot better than what I expected. So yeah, hopefully it can.
Yeah, let's hope so. And well, we'll stick on that topic for actually. Have you got any big plans for the future? Is there anything big coming up?
Well, I think when we didn't take one of this,
Shh,
there
there
was a few
wasn't a
plans.
take one. Shh.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Or a
What we
take
spoke about
two.
beforehand, or take two. Yeah, we're in take. We're not in take two anyway. Um, but no. Previously, I'd said there were a few things in the pipeline. Those things now into fruition. So I work closely with Alpha Live to provide me with experience to keep on commentating. And so I do a lot of real life stuff for them. And there's a few series I do. So the Wilson Mill Art, Art Club series. It's a long title, I'll be honest. Uh, Now a co-commentator for that. So very thankful. And I'm doing the 24 hours British race again this year, which is going to be fantastic. I'm working with Virtual Racing Virtual Racing Association, who are very, very heavily linked in the real motorsport world. Expect to see me doing a lot of presenting next months as well. Next week, I'm off to Silverstone to do a presenting work, casual. But yeah, I'm so happy with what I've got at them. Of course, I've got all the leagues. I've got a PS4 now, so I'll be doing stuff on that side. Let's see where it take me, but I'm hoping it's somewhere.
Yeah, we can't see how. I can't wait to see how you get on. One final one. This is for I suppose people who have yet to make the jump into commentating itself. What would you advise for people who want to get started out commentating?
Um, it's different from when I started, but I'd definitely say if you could stream, it's a bonus. A lot of people, you're, it's true. It's true.
Mm.
A lot of people in this community take because they can stream. So if you can stream, you're in a good chance. But obviously, other than that, commentating wise, I know what you're talking about. I've always said that if you're the sort of person that is constant, religiously looking at the gaps, then you need to gain more knowledge. You need to know context of mostly if that's what you're commentating on or whatever you're commentating on. If you're just looking at gap, forming anyone could do that. Anyone could read down the side of a page and tell you what's between someone. You need to inform commentators as much as we're in sports business. You're in entertainment. You need to make yourself. You've got to make yourself your own. Don't try and copy someone else. Don't try to be the next Murray Walker because there is no next Murray Walker. You want to be the next, in my case, James Baker. I want to be the next James. You want to be the next whoever you don't think you don't fix yourself. Oh yeah, I want to sound like this because it will sound blunt crap. So just do it your way, do it how you feel is right. But do your research as much as you possibly can and go looking for opportunities and ask for opportunities as well. Don't be afraid to ask because trust me, it's got me to a lot of places that I am today. And for that, as I say, I'm grateful.
Well, James, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for sticking around for three bloody takes of this. But let's hope the audio quality came out better than Wheel Policies, which I hope you enjoyed nonetheless. But that has been the second installment of One Mic, One Wheel. James, thank you for joining me, and let's hope that we get plenty more guests on this show. So thank you very much for joining me, and we'll see you next time out for episode 3.